everybody and welcome to my video, Getting Tidier. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I've included in this video. I've got lots of things inside and outside the house. Now the main thing I've decided that I need to do in the dining room is I need to sort out my daughter's school books from last year. I just think it's because, like I said on the other video, because they didn't all come home in a bag like they did at junior school, I haven't really done anything with them. They've just sort of like sat there. So I think actually what I need to do is put all the old books into a Tesco bag or a supermarket bag and then just deal with them separately. And then I'll know all the other books are for this year, and it'll be much easier for my daughter to find them and find things in the morning when she's packing her bag. So the table is a bit clearer than what it has been, but there's still plenty for me to kind of get sorted and clear up and clear out. You'll also see on this video the bags that go to the charity shop. So I took them out of the house and I put them in the car boot. I also do some work in the garden. I think this sort of time of the year, it's really important just to kind of do a little bit of tidying up before it starts getting cold. And I also include a couple of clips from some different things I've been doing out and about in the local area. So today is start of the weekend. So we've got loads to do this weekend. My daughter's got 8 pieces of homework and she's still trying to practice her viola 5 times in order to get a little duck ornament. The teacher's got loads of different coloured ducks and she really wants this little duck. So if she practices 5 times, she's going to get one. So she's quite excited about that. I've got some work that I need to finish off, and obviously I've got a never-ending list of work in the house and in the garden. Now, since I spoke to you last, I've been, I had quite a bad migraine. So I went out and had this sort of like tour on Thursday, which I thought was going to be quite relaxing, learning all about a gas terminal. It was quite dry, to say the least. Interesting, but quite dry. And I thought I was going to be able to just like sit there. I was not leading on the event, so I could kind of just relax, listen, learn, have a little wander around, and then drive home. But in the morning, my daughter was nearly late. And I ran with her, helped her carry her bag and ran. And I hadn't actually been awake that long. And I just felt like I'd got these pains that across my head. And then literally I sat in this whole presentation with like a splitting headache. I can't quite believe how I managed to drive home. I did. And then when I got home, I just literally went straight to bed and managed to sleep for a couple of hours, which was good. And then I woke up feeling much better. And then I went to bed really early as well, which made me feel a bit better. But I've been headachy for the last sort of few days. And I think it was partly related to the fact that this week I've worked every day. I've had various problems and issues that I needed to sort out. I've been trying to help my husband deal with some stuff that he's trying to sort out as well. And I think it's just I'm trying to do too much. Dare I say that? I saw my mum and said that I'd had a migraine, and I've not had one probably in years. And she then messaged me and said, "You do far too much. Why are you doing all that work? Why don't you slow down and just spend more time in your garden?" Just seems to be so many things to do. So like I've had issues this week. I've had issues with the boiler, issues with I was having a door painted, and the person who's painting the door has now gone on holiday. He's gone to Spain for a month, but not actually told me. And so the door is half painted. I'm still needing to finish off that repair work that I was doing on the wall. So that's still outstanding. And there's a boiler check that needs to be done, which I thought had been done, which actually hasn't been done. And then obviously I'm doing all my own sorting out my work for job 1 and job 2. Then I'm trying to do my charity. My Raisin charity convoy that I'm trying to organise, which I went out to Yarmouth the other night just to have a look to see where we could finish the convoy. So I drove out there. Actually, you see a little clip of the front of the road all lit up. Some of the places there, they copy Las Vegas, which is quite amusing. And then I just think also because I worked every day, that was just a bit too much. And I've been going to bed a bit too late. So I'm going to get a bit more getting sensible and go to bed a bit earlier. I try to keep all my Mondays clear. What happened was I had a meeting with one of my learners, and I thought they were getting on like fine, no issues, not seen them since before the summer, but I thought everything was going fine. And when I arrived there, I was kind of told that there were like issues and problems. I ended up spending about 2 hours there. That was the night that my husband did like double booked, and he was going to go and play that, he's going to do his gaming. And I said, well, this meeting's been in my diary for 3 months. So that went from thinking that was going to be about a meeting from 7:15 to 8:15. I didn't get home till 10. And we didn't actually do any of what we needed to do. And then when I looked at the diary, the only date that I could actually do that would fit in with their shifts was Monday. So I'm not too happy with that. But I've just got to focus on the fact that actually I've got quite a few learners finishing at a similar sort of time. And then once they're finished, I'll then be able to focus on some other things. I really don't want to work on the Monday, and then they can't meet until 10. So I'm going to be very strict and say, look, I can only be here an hour. I've got to leave at 11, so we need to get through all of this. Anyway, enough of me waffling on. A couple of things I wanted to update you on. So I've now got 2,690 subscribers. Massive thank you to those of you that have subscribed to my channel. If you're listening and you haven't subscribed, I am doing a giveaway when I get to 3,000. So please do consider subscribing and supporting me. And for those of you that have followed me for a while, you'll know that for the month of August and September, anything that I get through my channel, I am going to be donating to Natasha's Allergy Research Foundation. And what I just can't believe is like the massive amount of support that you've all given me. So I can see how you've gone back and watched old videos, and my watch hours have gone up so much. So I feel like I'm actually going to be able to donate a decent amount of money to Natasha's Allergy Research Foundation. So thank you so much for supporting me. What I want to do now is just go through a few of your comments. So thank you so much for commenting on my videos. I read all the comments and I try to reply to all of them. And thank you for also letting me know where you're from, for those of you that are new here. So Sarah Cole says, Flawless Cleaning is an amazing channel. Started out at his pressure washing business and doing free cleans. They've gone from that to garden and home transformations for people that are in real need. Absolutely amazing bunch of guys. That sounds nice. Nice channel. Judith says, I can relate with having a dishwasher. I have no space at all to put one. Your daughter is cute with her Ginger Man show. Thank you. It was so funny how we got the tickets, and then there was a sign on the door to say that we weren't allowed into the room until a certain time. And then we got shown to our seats. I had a deluxe seat. My husband had a standard seat. With a deluxe seat, I got 2 snacks and a drink. And full show we got. All the different puppets. Carolyn says, one of the best quotes I've heard lately is, you can't clean clutter. Cool, I like that alliteration. That is right, isn't it? You can't clean clutter. No, you can't. Jane says, great video and love the puppet show. The house is looking fab. I think I need to start decluttering again. Thanks for the motivation. Well done, Jane. Have you had a chance to do anything? So you posted that 4 days ago. Have you had any chance to sort out anything? Jessica Stedman says, love the videos, but I'd love them even more if you showed what you decluttered. Well, hopefully you saw the bags leaving my house today. Jeanette Vinloff. I don't think I've seen your comments before. I love watching your videos and the progress you are making. You ask us where we're from, and I'm from Norway. Wow, Jeanette. I don't think I've got many followers from Norway. You might be my only one. Thank you for being here. About all the things you store to sell, I understand that you want the money, but ask yourself if it is really worth it. You have to store all these things in your home for a very long time, and sell everything takes a lot of effort too. Like the little horse in the closet. What you should set is an expiration date on everything. If it is not sold by December the 1st, you give it to charity. That is a very good point and a very good idea. The problem that I have, Jeanette, is that partly the reason why my daughter got rid of so many things is because she's really desperate to do a sale. She loves sales, car boot sales, anything like that, and that was a way of encouraging her to get rid of things. So it's a bit of a challenge, really. Karen says organising is often as good as decluttering. Budgie Bardo says, I love the horse. Unfortunately, I'm a couple of hours away or I would have snapped it up. Aww. Brooke says, I love that phrase, lost the plot. I see local trips as passing certain landmarks as well. Yeah, that's interesting. So maybe other people do that. You know, when you visualise where you've got to go, I've got like sort of like a map in my brain, and I visualise all like little places along the road, whereas I don't think my husband's brain works like that. Fascinating. It's like the week. You know, do any of you do this? So if you've got like a week in my brain, I've got like a week and a calendar and a year. I sound really odd. But when I'm visualising something like the week, I actually visualise it like as a calendar. And I think, oh, like today's Saturday and then next Wednesday. And then I also have a calendar in my brain for the whole of this year and for next year. Does everyone else have that? Oh dear. Sarah Vine says, could you put some shelves in the wardrobe for the board games? We did that to a wardrobe and made it into a larder. Really enjoying your journey. Very motivating. Yeah, Sarah, I'd be able to get more in that wardrobe then, wouldn't I? I might ask my husband what he could do about that, because that definitely would help me. Zoe says, hello, Mr. Gingerbread Man. Minnie Emma, that puppet show was so good. You've made me smile. Sorry, Mummy, but it's thanks, Minnie Emma. Sending love to you all. And Zoe sent me lots of little koala, lion, fox, dog, hedgehog, butterfly and caterpillar. Cynthia is from Texas. Wow, we've got a few people from Texas. So hi Emma, Cynthia from Texas here. You're doing a great job. That playroom is quite a challenge, isn't it? So many of your viewers are really intent on you getting a dishwasher, aren't they? Only you know best where one might fit. Yeah, and then Andrea says, hugs. I wish people would stop telling you to get a dishwasher. If you don't have the space, then you don't have the space. I'm sorry people keep going on about it. I want a dishwasher where the fridge goes, but the plumbers say it's not possible. So you can see in my garden how much goldenrod I've got. Now I have to be very careful not to cause offence, because when I spoke about goldenrod before, it's a few of your national flower or your state flower. Now I like goldenrod when it's flowering, but I like it in certain places. And what I find is that because it sends out all the runners, it's completely taken over all the rest of my flowers. So lots of things, like all my lupins, I didn't even see them flower this year. So what I'm going to try to do is just have my goldenrod in a certain area, probably in the front near my hedge, as opposed to being in the entire beds. Because you can see I've got it like all the way along the hedge there, all the way along the borders. And yeah, it's caused, sort of really does spread. Then I wanted to clear up these, they're lemongrasses. I wanted to clear those up and just make this generally tidier. And that board you can see on the floor, that isn't a political board, just in case you were wondering. It's a board to stop against creating some really big roads through areas of natural beauty. It's going to affect quite a lot of the wildlife populations, bat colonies, etc., etc. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. And the reason why it's on the floor was because it was standing up in my garden, but the board got so tatty, half of the sign was coming off. And I thought, this looks absolutely awful. So that's why I just put it to one side, and the people are going to come and collect it very soon. I always think it's interesting with the garden, because my mindset is sort of like changing in terms of the things in the house. I've been thinking about how I declutter in the garden. Like certain things I can get rid of and declutter and sort in the garden, like with my pots. I've got thousands of pots. I really don't need thousands of pots. So I thought I could declutter and sort all them out as well. So my next comment is from Teague80 or Teague80. She says, could you put a tent in your front garden for your sale? We still get dry days, just keep an eye on the weather. Some towns and cities do car boots in multi-storey car parks. Maybe Google what's in your area. Yeah, good point. Good point. It's not the bad weather yet, it's that I've still got time. Lizzie from Wales says, hi Emma, me again. All this talk of laundry rooms upstairs has come from new houses these days. Seem to make a laundry room upstairs, which is definitely a great idea. Especially for families, all washing, drying and putting away is done on one floor. Win-win, I'd say. It's a bit weird when you think about it, isn't it? We all have our dirty washing upstairs and we bring it all downstairs to put in the washing machine to get dry, to take it all back upstairs. I do see what you're saying, Lizzie. Sadly, if we don't have a new build or a large home, it's out of the question. It'll be difficult, if not impossible, without a lot of bother to put your washing machine where your fridge is because of the plumbing and drainage. I think you're right. But I'm nearly sure it could be plumbed into your pantry with a nice little dryer on top. Have a word with the plumber and see what he could advise you. Doing good, Emma. Lizzie. But the problem is, where will I then put my freezer? This is the problem. Where will I then put my freezer? I do like that idea. That would be a good idea. I just wonder whether... No, I was thinking whether I could, if I really cleared out a lot in my pantry, whether I could get something else in, but I just really don't think I could. Even if I took out all those coats that you keep telling me all to... Everyone keeps telling me to take the coats out. I do see your point. And I'm sure there's probably some coats I can get rid of now as well. Kathleen Canada says, I love how you and your husband participated in your daughter's puppet show at the end. Oh, thank you for your comment, Kathleen. I think because she's an only child, we've always kind of done this sort of thing. So whether it's, games and pretend play and puppet shows, or, going to her post office and buying things from her shops or her club. We've always done that. We use waffle or waffling here in Australia too, when people are waffling. And Carolyn says, wow, the games. So the next comment is from Belle, 6219. And she says, in America, the school buys the books and keeps them for the next year. I remember it was a treat to get a brand new book because they were usually used. Okay, that's interesting. So, yeah, we have the textbooks, which the school pay for. But then she has the exercise books for every subject. And that's what we've got, you see. I've got an exercise book for every single subject. And I'm not quite sure what I should do with them all. Because ultimately, she's preparing, all this work she's doing, she's preparing for GCSEs. So I don't want to just put all the books in the bin. So it's kind of not quite sure what to do. I think like I said on my live, I'm going to just put them all in a bag. And then I'll sort out from there. Jessica Stedman says 3 bags full to declutter is brilliant. Decluttering really is like peeling an onion, one layer at a time. It also never ends, sadly. I've been decluttering for over 5 years now, and I don't think it's ever truly done. It's funny. I think you're right. I think it's constant. I really do. Brooke says, maybe your husband is playing the same trick with you with items on top of the cabinets as you have been playing with items in other people's houses. I think you might be right, Brooke. I said to my husband, why is that pot up on the cabinet when I've been trying to keep all the cabinets cleared? And he said, I found it in the cupboard with all the mugs and I didn't think it goes there, so I took it out. And I thought, you're actually right. Flower pots don't go in the cupboard with mugs But at the moment, that is where I'm putting them, because I've got space in that cupboard because I've cleared it out and got rid of so many mugs. So at the moment, that is where they're being put. Deborah Motino says, have you thought about putting in an IKEA coat rack in the place of your table you just moved out? It could hold coats, school bags and shoes. Great job today, Debbie. Thank you for your comment, Debbie. Whereabouts are you from, Debbie? I have thought about that, but what I don't like is I don't like a lot of mess by my front door. That's the only thing. And I think you open the front door and people can just see a load of stuff, which is obviously what they see at the moment anyway. But my aim is for that all to look tidy and clear. Alteria, newbie here from Indiana. Welcome, Alternia. To hang your daughter's pictures, you can use hanging strips. No drilling. And hooray for Alternia and everyone else that said to me about using hanging strips. We bought some today from WH Smith. So thank you for reminding me of this idea. And we've also got a new follower, JSMI, Jasmine, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Now, I think you're the first follower that I've had from Louisiana. So thank you so much. Rebecca Corsa Wallace says, is it Warhammer your husband plays? So yes, my husband plays Warhammer and one other game, is it Blood Bowl or something like that, and paints the little figures and so on. I think it's quite nice that he has that hobby, and then he'll go off and do that, do the gaming every so often, and then talk to me about the different people that play the games and chat about that. I think it's quite nice to have that as an interest. And it's funny that when you talk about it, lots of other people then say, oh, my husband does that, or my cousin does that, or I do that. So it's nice. So in a minute, after you've watched me just hang out some washing, you're going to see a clip from Great Yarmouth Seafront with all the lights. And then I'm going to show you where I went this morning. So I went to a garden centre and I was absolutely taken aback by the beautiful autumn displays. And then we went into Norwich. So I've got a little clip of Norwich. And for those of you that have got grandchildren or young children, we saw the most beautiful drawings that are done. And you'll see the lady holds up the picture that she's drawn. And I flick through the book. Absolutely stunning. And in my description, I'm going to put her details because I was so taken aback by the beauty of her artistry work, just absolutely incredible. And the book, I actually bought a book for my baby cousin that's just been born. So those of you that have ever heard of Efteling or been to Efteling in Holland will know they do, there's an artist there. I can't think of the artist's name. Someone will be able to tell me. But beautiful, like fairy stories. And this lady had done like Christmas cards and this book that she'd done the drawings of. I said to her, oh, can I do a little video? And some of her pictures have gone onto Wedgwood plates. Real talent. So I thought that I'd share that with you because I know some of you would be interested. And the books have all been printed in Norfolk. And they do ship internationally. I sound like this is that I'm making money from this, don't I? I'm not. I just absolutely thought they were stunning. I thought she was so talented. I really did. I loved them. Really loved them. Anyway, I hope you're all well. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.